So let's talk a little bit about branches. And what are branches? Think as a selection instruction that help us to give direction to our code. Basically, we are controlling the flow of information and instructions in our code, and this is controlled by if and else structure. So if we have something like, hey, if 42 is greater than 0, we want to print it out cake. And then if that does not happen, or else, we're gonna go there and print it out no cake. So let's just ident your code here. There you go. So is 42 greater than 0? Of course it is, so we go there and print it out cake. The thing is, we don't have actually to work with the values directly. You can simply go there and specify variables, and in fact that's pretty much the case what happens in real world, if you want to say. So if we go there and say, hey, a is let's say is a less than b, and we want to do there and print it out that a is less than b. And then the thing is, I don't want to just consider if that's the only truth. I want to do another verification. What we can do, we can use the elif structure. Basically, elif accounts for a combination between if and else, with one slightly difference is that in if and elif we have to provide a verification. So I have to provide a condition to be verified in order to use elif. So if I want to check if a is equal to b as well, I can just print it out that a equals b. And then I don't want to do any other verification, so any other case we'll just print our default for whatever reason. And if we try to print it out that, we'll see that default was triggered. Why? Because a is not greater than b. It's definitely not the same thing as b. So if it doesn't attend to these two conditions, we have that the last one, the else clause, will be triggered, right? For every if that you have, it's a good practice to keep it up an else statement, just as a good practice, because at least you will catch any eventual error or an eventual case that you're probably not thinking in the beginning, right? Another cool thing is we don't necessarily need to work with values directly or mathematical values. We can do something as Boolean as well. So you can do Boolean algebra directly here. So let's say we have flag A and flag B. We can do something as if, is it A equals to B, not A, B anymore. Now we have FA and FB. And we say print, let's call it this case 1, and then I want to check it out if by any chance they are different. So we just use the different sign here, and then FB, and then we say this is case 2. Okay. And then for any other case, we just go there and print something else. So when we try to print it out this here, obviously case 2 will be triggered. So we first pass the verification in case 1, so that was a false, which falls true in the second case, which we verify that FA is different than FB, and we printed out that, right? So we can also do other Boolean algebra operations. So let's use here A equals true and B equals false as we had before, and if we say, hey, if A and B, we can just print, let's just print 1, and else we just go there and print 2, right? Let's adjust this a little bit and then let's print it out. We have that the second case was triggered, so we're basically doing Boolean algebra here, and we are verifying if this is true or not according to the operator we are using. So here you could use the not operator, the or, and so on and so forth, right? So thank you and happy coding.